Good morning, Jeep Creepers. All right, we're gonna get started here early on the weekend, and we got some rain coming up the next day and most of the week. So we're gonna work on the roof, and I'm gonna show you what I got in mind. Okay, so the roof. We got some water that was showing up behind that light back there, and I got some drippage over here, and I don't particularly care for this paneling. I mean, I guess it's all right, but I need to take down the plastic rails that held in the top first, and then after that I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one. I think I'm just going to line it in 2x4s all the way around to get a solid structure. We'll do one long one down the center, and since this is so long, I'm thinking maybe one or two across to support the weight of the roof. The other one I did a little bit differently. I kind of built up the sides first, and then, or the 2x4 verticals, and then the walls, and put the roof on top. This one is in good shape, so I can just start building the roof on top of the roof. So I don't have to lift this giant thing. So I'm thankful for that. That's gonna make life a little bit easier. But all right, well, let me get started by taking all these staples out and these plastic rails. That's the way to do it right there, a little crowbar. Take the center strip off. I want to replace it with a 2x4. There's the back panel. I picked up some lumber and some fasteners. We're going to cut this guy down. We're going to do the width first and tie in the length into it, because the length is a little bit over. It's 147.5, and then if we use the width of two 2x4s, which is about 3 inches, that'll pick up the gap just about right. So let's do the width first. We got 82.5 is the cut we're going to do. Don't forget, we're still playing America's favorite home game. What does it weigh? All right. So we're gonna see how much a 2x4 by 82.5, I think it was. Yeah. What does it weigh? Let's find out. It weighs 7.8 pounds. There we go. Let's see how good this board fits. To get these 2x4s in here, I'm going to have to move this thing that cranks it up out of the way. I'm going to need it to do the roof until I get my support beams and walls on, so we're going to temporarily move this thing. All right, I cut a wooden board just to hold it, and I'm going to take that off right now. All right, everything's holding. I need to do the other side now and get another board in there. All right, this was very tricky work, but we got our 2x4 up there. I'm a little short, but it's all right. Now I'm gonna run some 3-inch screws on the outside with big fat washers. All right, that's that side. Let's get the other side. Let's get those bolts popped out. I did that on the other side already. So that one's a pain because the cranks are in the way of the board. But the cool thing is the rear ones, as you can see, have plenty of clearance. So the rear one's gonna be real easy. Let's get that one in. All right, that wasn't fun, but I got the 12-foot support in, bolted in, and I took and I attached the elevator system to it so I can temporarily move this up and down. And now I'm gonna start working on the other side. All right, there we go. 2x4 by 12 weighs 12.9 pounds. Looking pretty good so far. Got my wood in. I'm gonna have to put in some corner braces because they're a little bit shy. But let's knock out that center one, eh? We got all the ceiling inserts put in, and next we got to work on mounting the center mass through the roof. And let's take a look at the roof, shall we? So at one time, evidently, they probably had a leak here because there's all this sealant here. This butyl tape, I think, is what they put on here. And I got to peel all that off. And then I'm going to run stainless steel bolts right through this rubber thing and then reseal it with Flex Seal. I'm going to do the whole roof in Flex Seal white. I'm just using a wood chisel. I don't even know. Was it duct tape? What was all this fabric? I don't know. But the other nice thing too is if you look right here on the side, here's the original seal. You can get in between it like this with the wood chisel. You pull up the original seal too. And this is where it's leaking, I think, right here under the seam. That Flex Seal is going to take care of that. Because the problem is, it looked like what happened with the original is it kind of like, it dented in a little bit, you know? And then the seal opened up. I mean, these things are by no means airtight. So Flex Seal's nice. You know, if you don't want to get argumentative about it, I like it because it's rubber and it stretches. And I've used it on my other camper. I haven't had an issue in 4 years with it. So I'm not going to sit there and knock it. But I will tell you, the Flex Seal that you buy and the spray can is not worth anything. The stuff that you put on with a paintbrush, that's real good. But you got to lay it on real thick first coat. And I think I read too, it's not very good for reapplying, so try to get it all in the first coat, guys. So look at that. Here's the original seal. Just pulling that all up. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to brush this all off. I'm going to use a wire brush just to get it real tactile, more of a friction surface, I guess, for it to adhere to. And then I'm going to use my favorite cleaning product, Super Clean, to degrease and, you know, get off any weird debris. But this is going to take a little bit of time, but the more time you spend on the small details, with any kind of paint work, really, the much better it will last. It will last a lot longer if you take the time to do the prep work. Some people just want to put down paint on top of anything. It doesn't work that way. Painting, any painter will tell you, like 80-90% of painting is prep. The rest is paint. So keep that in mind when you're doing these kind of projects, guys. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to put a hole right through the center of the seam, right through the center of that 2x4. I'm going to use stainless steel hardware, and we'll see how it goes. I wasn't planning on going through the rubber seal on top. I was just going to kind of drill a bigger hole and put it through, but let's see what it looks like. Let's try it out. Okay, so I went through with a stainless steel bolt, and then on the underside in the wood, this is called a T-nut, and it's got spikes on it, and it's threaded, so this comes through the hole, and these spikes go into the wood and lock it in place. And the nice thing is you can cut it off flush, so you don't have an ugly nut hanging there. We got our T-nut on the other side, and now we'll just lock this down. All right, I ran, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 7 right down the center into my 2x4. So with the 3 long ways, 12-foot 2x4 by 12s, and the 2 width ones that we've added so far, we've added 54.3 pounds. This wraps up the video reinforcing the roof. Stay tuned next week, and we're going to start sealing the roof. All right, Jeep Creepers, till next time.